Hi, welcome. I'm Priscilla Batzell. This is Expressionist Fluid Art Studio Gallery's demonstrations and tutorials. Let's have some fun. So I have here a 12 by 16 inch canvas, and I want to put some puddles of paint on, and I'm probably going to use an edge catcher. I'm hoping that I shook this, and that it's reasonably free of imperfections. I had an idea of how to start this, but I don't know where it's going to go from there. I want to use some white. I'm going to use some Deco Art Americana 24 karat gold. I'm not trying to do anything specific yet except for add some colors that I expect to spread. And the reason I put the white down was because I want to use some dancing fuchsia, and I think if it's in, there's no chance it's going to be bright enough to be seen if I put it directly in the black. And speaking of dancing fuchsia, what did I do with it? There we go, right there. It can be the star of the show. A lot of times when I'm setting up a canvas to paint, I put lines of paint down in areas, and I like the look of it, and I think, well, why am I going to swipe that? This is definitely just for fun. And as an experiment, because I really want to see what happens. This is some Tuscan Sun. That was a tangerine made of sour lemon and hollyberry and dancing fuchsia. This is the same, only it turned out to be a different color. I have to decide. I want a blue in here, and I'm not sure which it's going to be. I did tip the frozen over so I could use it. And if I don't like what I've got, I'll swipe it. I've also got a dish I can pour off into. Oh, come on out. I cleaned out a bunch of tips before I started, but this was not one of them. I wish it had been. Somewhere here I've got some blue velvet, and I think that's coming up. Can't remember if I shook it or not. Always better for me to shake it than not. I have no idea how things are going to spread. That's the best reason I can think of to do this. I want some orange crush. And some saffron. And I'm not layering up my colors, although another time I probably could. This is Tickled pink. As soon as I clear it and open the top. Where's it going to go? I guess I will layer something up. Which means I might layer more things up. I don't like that little tail, but I'm sure it's not going to be a problem for very long. I've got periwinkle. I kind of want to see what happens to something if I put it in the black. I've got some cerulean blue. And I haven't used my pink carnation. I'm going to try the cerulean blue though. I don't know if that's enough of a start or not. I kind of feel like dribbling gold all over the whole thing. I've got some Mistique, and that might be fun. I don't think it's going to hurt anything to try a little bit of it in the black. I might lose it over the edge. So just general squeezing of colors is all I've done, in my opinion. Maybe a little bit more gold. Now I could drag a skewer through and change things up. That might be fun. I mean, the possibilities are somewhat endless. So I've got a skewer. Now that I've set it, I want to do it. Sort of very similar effect to rolling a marble through something. Although I'm pretty sure I shouldn't have picked the sharp end. But it doesn't mean I can't go back and do... I see something that needs to go away again. And we got dendrites. I'm going to use the fatter, less dangerous end. Just have to be sure I'm done with the actual messing with it part. The gold is bugging me. And it probably will just be disappeared anyway. I forget I can do spirals. You wouldn't think so. So to get a spiral like that, I just twist around the middle. I was going to use some titanium white, but I don't think I really need to. I do have an edge catcher. I'm not sure how far any of this is going to get. It looks like I need to find a bunch of things that don't belong in here. Live and learn. Okay, so I've got one more direction to pour down. And I've got a bunch of paint I'd like to put back in. And I've got a bunch of paint right here that I want to put in this dish. And if I'd have poured it off the card, I might have kept more colors, but as it is, I got a lot of black. I'm not much of a paint pourer. I don't do it very often. Does look like I might have used the right amount though. It's not moving very fast anymore. But it is moving. Now I've got plenty of paint I can put in my gaps. I'm not super thrilled with what I've got yet. So chances are I'm going to do something with it. Just grab a little bit of paint right out of my dish. I knew the chances were good I was going to make a mess. And I do think I'm going to give myself permission. Alright, so I'm thinking I'm going to put some spirals in here. I'm not sure it's a good idea, but I want to try. And I know the paint is heavy enough so that if I want to keep motivating it to move, I certainly can. Alright, I am as done as I need to be for right now. Okay, so I really thought I was done, but then I dropped a little bit of saffron in a couple places, and as soon as I made a heart out of it, I decided that that's what I wanted to do. So then I tried a little bit of Dancing Fuchsia over here, and that's my Anita's. The only problem I have is they're all broken hearts because the drawing a line down the center with the skewer seems to leave a line down the center. But still, I like them. And I might as well put a couple more in. I'd like to blow them out. So this is drying. It's been sitting in my studio since before Valentine's Day, and I'm thinking I just want some more. I want some blooms. I did another painting since I did this one, and I really liked how the blooms turned out. So I'm going to use some white metallic, a bunch of places, and maybe some gold too. And then drop some color. Drop some colors on top and blow them out with some cell activator. Anything on that Dancing Fuchsia will probably turn pink. I wanted a bunch. So before I go too far with the gold, with the white, that's the white metallic. And I could just dot a few places. Whoop. That's not what I had in mind, but that's okay. Got ahead of myself. Well, that wasn't the place I wanted anything. One more. Okay, this can go on my silicone mat. So let's use a variety of colors that will work well on the metallic. That's Pink Carnation. And before I get too far ahead of myself, I want some blue. I also want some Whispering Wisteria, although I definitely could use something else. Let's use something else. Let's use some Red Violet. I wanted some yellow, and I might just use the yellow without putting a white background on. I'm not sure that that's a good idea. This is yellow-orange. We'll use the white background that's there already. Hopefully I won't miss any of these. I'm going to use that. No? Am I? Maybe not. And for the yellow, I think I'm going to drop a little tiny bit of orange crush on there. That's the gold. I'm going to grab some of my Dancing Fuchsia. Put it on the gold. And maybe on a few other places. Doubling up the colors. I like doubling up the colors. I don't do it often enough, but I like it. And I've got my rubber brush ready. And an olive boat, a chrome olive boat, the short one of a couple that I have. Okay, so I didn't take the black out, but I can. It's right here. Am I done? No, I'm not done. I'm going to use some of the Whispering Wisteria in combination. Where else? Right there. And just keep combining things. A little more orange crush. I didn't do much of anything at the bottom, but that's okay because I can put more leaves at the bottom if I want. I kind of want some of this tangerine just because. Where else? Okay, it's time. Now what I found was that I like to have a little bit of white before I added another color. And I'd like to do them in batches, but I'd really like it to be kind of quick, so I'm sort of risking finding out what it's going to be like for something to sit before I blow on it. Because there's going to be a lot of blowing. But I figure if I do the white now, I'm a lot less likely to miss any spots. So, where's the blue? Well, I'm going to use the Dancing Fuchsia on the yellow. And I'm going to use the turquoise on some of the other. And I may come back. There's one I missed. I want Dancing Fuchsia there. And here. And if I don't like the way a flower looks, I will add some black. Whoops. Okay. If I do this wrong, if I do the turquoise on the yellow, I'm probably going to get some green, but that's okay. So here goes nothing. I did forget a few. I am going to put a little more turquoise. This is Atelier Cobalt Turquoise. So far so good. Might be time to change my straw before I wind up spitting in the painting. So I blow straight down in the middle, and then I'm blowing around in a circle, and that seems to be working pretty well. So I'm not seeing anything here. So I'm going to take my chances and give myself a little Dancing Fuchsia there. Pretty much. I like that. I'm not sure I'm done. I see a couple places I wouldn't mind having another flower. If need be. This looks kind of funky up here. So 2. Evidently 3. I don't want them too even. More pink carnation. Can't get enough of pink carnation. I could have done some more blue ones. I like the blue ones. Oh, I didn't do the white. I want to do the white. I also want to try some turquoise. Yeah, maybe two next to each other. Not a bad thing. I still got to do the stems. I've begun to like them misshapen because they look more like they're canted or turned toward the sun or something. That one looks like it wants a little Dancing Fuchsia to me. Okay, now I've got to try and figure out a way I might fast forward. I'm going to put Fandango right in the flat bottom. I hope that that's enough. And I'm going to start with my nail art tool. And I think I might put vines or stems. That one looks like it's already got one. So we'll take advantage of that. I don't really think we need them everywhere. If you start with a leaf shape and lay it down, then the residual on the little tool will help make a stem that's pretty cool. So leaf first, stem after, and you can add a little point. Or at least that's what I'm doing. You don't have to meet the flower either, because there's bound to be a shadow under the head. Now it's time to grab some dazzling white and dot. I'm really tempted to use the bottom of my, bottom of my skewer. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the compliments that keep my morale boosted. Thank you for the donations that help keep me painting. Please give me a thumbs up. Thank you for sharing my videos. I really appreciate you guys being here. If you watch longer or watch some of the commercials or make a comment, those things are all super helpful to me. My creative playlists are on my YouTube channel. And if you go to my YouTube channel banner, you'll find the PayPal icon. Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter links on my link tree. My community board will show you tomorrow's videos. If you have questions or you want the paint pouring recipe, ask me questions. It will. The paint pouring recipe is below Show More. When you click Show More, you're going to find my email address. Thank you for everything. Shop my Amazon link, please. You can buy anything you want from there. And my 2 books are there, Because I Can and Unlimited Possibilities, volumes 1 and 2. Thank you again for being here. I love you guys dearly. You inspire the heck out of me. Bye for now. Priscilla out.